So I'm here with Duy Nguyen, a software developer at RunSignup. Now, Duy, when and why did you start here at RunSignup?
I started here about a year and a half ago. Started as a co-op program with Rowan and RunSignup, and I've just been here ever since. And I converted over into a full-time position. So I started my full-time position working remote in Asia because just I expressed to Bruce that I really wanted to travel Asia right outside of college, and we were able to work out a deal where I can work and also travel at the same time. So I was working this remote kind of funky schedule from Asia for the past like 7 months. I just came back to the States.
You were actually working remote in Vietnam.
I was like based in Vietnam, and I would take a lot of weekend trips to the neighboring countries like Thailand, Singapore, stuff like that.
Now, what was the co-op experience like?
Co-op experience was great. I learned so much. It is basically instead of going to class for a semester, you can work at a company for a semester and just get that experience, and then you'll still get your school credit. During my co-op kind of screening process, we have a list of companies we can pick from, and then I picked a couple of the more like known companies in the area, like Lockheed Martin and stuff. And my counselor really advised like there's a smaller company called RunSignup. They do really amazing work and they move really fast. They're really flexible. You should like interview with them and see if they can support what you are looking for your career. So I interviewed, and I just really clicked with Bruce and the team. So that's what I chose for my co-op. So I did that for a semester. Started on the UX team, and then I think I bridged over to the tickets team about halfway through. And yeah, I learned so much about just like the software development cycle and actually like applying what I learned in school to a real code base.
And now, what are you doing as a full-time hire here?
On a full time, I'm on the ticket team. I do full stack development like most of the other developers here. Do a lot of work on our ticket sign up application and then on the newer MTE stuff. But yeah, I bounce around a lot in those areas. Also, sometimes I work in the website builder on the website builder team as well.
So, what is the common life cycle of a project that you're working on? How do you get that project, and how do you go through it?
Most of my projects usually start off as a customer request, and then if we think it's a good idea, we'll keep passing it along, pass it up. And then once we get to our ticket meeting, we'll start discussing what requests should get built out. And then usually I'll pick that up. We'll discuss what it should look like. I'll work with the UX team to kind of get a design going. And then I'll build it out and work with whatever part of the team that I need to hook up these requests to. And then, yeah, we try to get it back to the customer that requested them.
And what projects have you been working on in the past 6 months?
One customer request was being able to, after you make a ticket purchase, and you can make like store items along with that purchase. When you make the purchase, get your confirmation, we added a way to click on that confirmation and go back and buy additional items. That was something that was requested. And then I kind of worked with the UX team, mocked it up, and then I built that out, hooked everything up. So now that's fully functioning. Another thing that is a work in progress but is also really big is this kind of MTE calendar.
An MTE, for anyone who doesn't know, is multi-day timed entry. That is for our ticketed events.
So for MTE, we just have so many potential times and prices and all these time slots. So we want to put that into a calendar that people can put onto their website. And in that calendar, the individual days, you can see what time slots are available, what the prices are, and then you can click into it and go straight into registering. So it's an easier way to display all the information, all the possible events.
Now, what are you going to be working on in the next 6 months?
Next 6 months, with the calendar that is almost getting through and into production, we have this like system to customize days and customize what information gets displayed on that calendar. We really want to bring that concept to like other places where we display our events. So we have like event tiles, we have stuff, smaller stuff to display time slots and prices. We want to go back, add another layer of customization to them. And that's probably what I'll be working on next couple months. We're going to start looking at what components we should refresh first and then add those functionality to them.
Now, I know as a developer, you have Monday tasks that you have to do. What are Monday tasks, and what's one that you've done recently?
Yeah, so Monday tasks are supposed to be short, just small wins that we do on Mondays to get our week off right. They're usually like small customer requests or small bugs that we should just clean up on our code base every week, get a little bit done. One of the ones I've worked on is just refreshing a page. So, for example, we have a manual imports page to manually import donations. Um, yeah, so a Monday task would be somewhere where I go back to that page, just refresh it. It may be like 6 or 7 years old, just make it look a little bit better, make it a little bit easier, more user friendly, and that should be a quick win to like start off the week.
Now, what do you find the greatest strength is of the development team?
I think our development team's greatest strength is we can be very independent. We don't have that many meetings, so we at the beginning of our week we'll divvy up work, and then each person is given kind of like a task that's their own child, very loosely tied to other people's tasks, so you can really just get focused, dive into it, and it really helps with efficiency. You're not really blocked by anybody, and I think that's one of my favorite parts of the way we work.
Now, do you have any fun or funny stories from working here at RunSignup?
Yeah, so the past couple months, I've been working remotely in Asia, which means there's a really big time zone difference, around 11, 12 hours. And that means most of the time when we have meetings, I'll be staying up late to kind of catch up with the meeting. One of the meetings, it was a ticket sign-up meeting, and for me, it was around midnight. And we were just going through our usual agenda, and then we had a really good in-depth conversation about a new feature, but that kind of made the meeting run a little bit longer. Once we finished, Bob just made a quick joke like, Dewey's probably asleep right now. And I was literally brushing my teeth, and I was like, yeah, brushing my teeth right now, Bob. And yeah, ended that meeting. I went to bed. But yeah,
Well, thanks for talking, Dewey.
thanks for having me.